What it is, y'all, it is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at you today with more Danmachi's 7th Zone. Let's just jump in here and talk about the team real quick. It's a team... Do you mind? There we go. It's a team that you've definitely seen before. We got Haruhime. We have the free-to-play Ryu. Now, notice she doesn't have any hero ascension. That is by design. I don't really feel like at this juncture it's worth dropping the 2 hero lights to get her up there. Though I do know that when you max limit break her, hopefully you've max limit broken her because it is totally worth the max limit break. She has so many insane rewards. They basically pay you back everything that you put into her, including the 2 hero lights they assume you're going to drop on her. Me personally, I didn't do it, and I don't think it is worth, so I've not done it yet, and I think I'm going to refrain. But I've got her, and I've got the best magic assist I've got. If you have Demeter max limit broken, which I do not, if you do, use Demeter. I'm using like the 2nd or 3rd best that's in the game, and always use the best assists you can. You notice this time most of my assists aren't max limit broken. That's because I just don't have the max limit broken assists needed for this. So we're only going to debuff with Chicky Hestia. That's the only unit we're going to use for this. The only other unit that is wind is a really old unit, and most people that watch this probably will not have her. So it's irrelevant. I'm going to do it the way y'all are going to do it and just use Chicky Hestia for the debuff on wind. That's it. Okay? Obviously, then, we got Haruhime with the Haruhime assist. That Haruhime assist is only +2 for better or worse. Much worse. I really wish she was max limit broken, but she's not. And she's going to be fine, frankly. She'll do her job. Free-to-play Ryu with the Freya assist that gives 15% magic and decreases AoE incoming damage, which is going to be really important. You need some good damage debuffs on this. You need it. Notice that we have Galamus as one of our sacks. We haven't done that in a really long time, but on this one, honestly, there's just not a lot of really great units for this, so defense is going to be huge. Our first sack is Line, as always, and I have the Finn assist on her because we're going to be working with mostly new units, if at all possible. Obviously, you notice we got Riveria. I do have the Casino Seer assist on her. That's because I do love that 200% SA gauge charge that she gets after everything is said and done on that. That's going to help us get out super attacks faster. Finn is going to give us 22%, whereas Lina is going to give us 33%. That's 55% SA gauge charge for everybody else. It is going to pay dividends. Believe me, that's going to pay out in the long run. Now, the older, and she's gotten buffs like 3 or 4 times. She's really not that hype, but she's going to be our best unit. This other Ryu, the Magic Ryu here, she's going to be our absolute best. I'm sorry, Magic. She's a physical Ryu. She's going to be our absolute best unit for this because she's a dragon killer. And our opponent is the dragon. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump in here and just basically do our usual stuff. We're going to go ahead and do our buff stacks. We're going to do our debuffing. We're going to do 33% SA gauge charge. And nothing's really going to be out of the ordinary for these first couple of turns. Bam. Notice we're taking a ton of damage there. So we got to be really, really careful. And one thing I do want to preface, always use stun anklets unless stated otherwise for these events, because most of the time they are just stun units. Of course, we're going to spam Yusuga for the rest of the turn pretty much. I'm going to go ahead and do this foes plural. This is a magic. So it's strength, magic resist, and wind resist, all down 20% for 3 turns. It's a very good debuff, especially for a free-to-play unit. That's on par with some of our actual summonable units, so it's very, very good. We're going to do Earthshaker. Now, Earthshaker is going to be really important. That is a buff that is defensive. It's a defensive buff against all in single target attacks, minus 35%. If you do not do something like this, if you do not either further debuff your opponent or buff your defenses like I'm doing, Ryu's not going to make it. So you need to have something there to debuff that. Okay. Now on the backside here, I'm going to go ahead and do turn 3 because this is going to reduce wind resistance and guard rate. Though all the wind resistance was debuffed by the other Ryu, this does an extra 5%. It's not amazing, but every little bit counts. But the guard rate going down is going to be pretty important to our survivability here. So, well, not even necessarily, I won't say our survivability, I'll just say our success rate. Galamus unfortunately bit the dust, so that is going to ruin our hopes of getting an S clear, but I'm going to be real, this isn't an S clear team. This is literally like okay, we're going to clear this. Good, thank you. I'm moving on with my life team. So check those expectations at the door. Turn 3, I'm going to go ahead and do Sheikah. That's going to give us a little bit more penetration rate and counter rate. It's going to give us a tiny bit more damage. I'm going to go ahead and basically spam for the rest of the match the single target attack from the free-to-play RYU. I'm going to go ahead and do Frozen Orb. That's going to give us basically those the extra damage for a couple of turns. We're going to count that down like we did with the last one, and then go back in every once in a while and rebuff that. But the 100% SA gauge charge is the main thing we're looking at here because we want to get SAs off faster. Okay? And instead of Wind Fury, we're basically going to spam Cyclocity to the end of the match. This is going to give us this is high wind physical attack, 35% per each guard resistance. So or guard reduction, I should say. So basically, since the guard reduction is, the guard has been debuffed on the opponent, this RYU is going to hit harder. And the best part is she's a dragon killer, so she's going to hit even harder than that. So let's go ahead and jump in here and do our thing. Now you notice that on turn 3 we are getting that SA gauge charge, and on turn 4 we are going to do an SA with Haruhime. Actually, I'm going to save up. I'm going to do a double SA with Haru because you see that magic resistance is about to disappear. I'm going to go and do Yosuke, and I'm going to save up for a double SA with Haru and this RYU. Okay? We're going to go and do Piercing Chill for 3 more turns. Pinpoint Gash and Cyclocity, basically a spam to the end of the turn. So end of the match. Let's go. Now you'll notice that we are getting some good damage out of RYU. Not amazing, but it is decent. The only thing is that kind of does suck here is that Riveria does not have the defensive buff, so she's taking a ton of damage. She's just a little bit on the squishy side, so we're going to try to play it a little bit cool with her. But other than that, so we're just going to go one more time, and on turn 6 we're going to do a double SA and see where we stand. Riv, I need you not to die, girl. Please and thank you. You are critical to success in this one. She's taking so much damage, it's making me very cautious. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do our double buff here. Or say double SA. We're going to get Haruhime's big buff, and we're going to go ahead and do RYU's SA. RYU's SA is the one you want to spam solely because, well, simply put, I lost my words. RYU is a dragon killer. So the old RYU is a dragon killer. So she's going to do a lot more damage than the free-to-play one. So do be aware of that. Check that at the door. Here she comes, Miss RYU. And if you're giving me flack in the comment section right now for having this RYU hero ascended but not the other one, remember this one dropped. Ooh, that was a very good hit. This one dropped hero ascended, so... I take that back. She didn't drop hero ascended. I picked up one of her bonds, and that gave her a hero ascension. It unlocked it for me, so I did not pay the hero lights to hero ascend this unit. So don't get your... took us in a twist because of that nonsense. Okay? So every third turn, we are going to go ahead and put the skill 1 back on Riv. Other than that, we're just going to keep going like this. All right. Now, because we're doing so absolutely much damage with the old Riv versus... I'm sorry, the old RYU. One of these days, get names right. Versus the free-to-play one. The free-to-play one really isn't going to do anything because she's not a dragon killer. There's no point really dragging it out, no pun intended, and making her do her thing. In fact, let me go ahead and pull it up here. She does an ally's magic and wind attack damage plus 40%. It's not really necessary, and I don't think it's going to be fundamental. But just to verify the damage, I'm going to go ahead and do a double SA with her. I don't think it's going to be important to the longevity of this, but we're just going to do a damage comparison. Because to be honest, I haven't done one. So let's just see what she do. I don't think it's going to be worthwhile, though. I think it's going to be a wasted turn, if I'm completely honest. All right, one more turn. Bam. So right now, the old Ryu is hitting for about 250k, give or take. And that is while she's debuffed. So, let's see. Is she still debuffed? She is debuffed. We're going to wait one more turn to do an SA. Cool. I didn't do that on turn 9. I need to go back and do Frozen Orb on turn 10. Should have done it turn 9. Let's go. Now, yes, this is going to push my SA stacks out a little bit further, but like I said before, I really don't suspect this is going to be an S clear. I really feel like this is great. He just redid the debuff. All right, so forget that nonsense. We're just going to go ahead and double SA and see where we stand. That is the way life goes. When you're not removing the debuffs, sometimes you just have to eat the debuff and be happy with it. All right, so the free-to-play Ryu did not even 200k. Not even, yeah, so mind you, she would do a lot better if we had debuffed a little further on magic, and if obviously if she was hero ascended and all that, but I really don't feel like she's going to hit anywhere near the way the Dragon Killer Ryu is hitting. So we're going to do Dragon Killer Ryu's SA one more time. I'm going to go ahead and do Quick Judge. And then basically that just tells you that the other Ryu, the free-to-play Ryu, is just there for a little bit of extra added damage. But you know what? I actually feel like if Galamus hadn't died, this could have been an S clear. That was a series of very, very decent hits. You do have to beat this by turn 12, and we're right on path to do that. So let's just keep on keeping on. Let's see what happens here. Maybe it won't quite be the photo finish I was hoping it would be. I'm gonna be honest. I think we wasted a turn doing an SA with the other Ryu. So learn from my mistake. You should have done triples instead of the double, or done 3 separate attacks with this Ryu versus the other Ryu. Now, I know my Ryu has 4 bonds in her, but you can kind of judge that even if she only had like 2 bonds in her, she would still be hitting in the 500k range with a good weapon. So give old girl her due. She might be an aged unit, but she is definitely holding her own today. All right. We're going to go ahead and do this one more time. Yeah. So not quite dead on turn 15, but it would be an S clear if I had done my SA stack right. So here we go. This is the end of the match. And honestly, would have been S clear even with this scrub level team. So there we go. Nice. Very nice. I can be honest, I was not expecting that. That was a utter shock to me. So good stuff, guys. Hopefully this gets out there and helps some of you guys do a little bit more with your runs. So I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to rerun this a couple times and get my much overdue S clear. But for now, that is going to be the video. Let me know if this helped you guys out. Sorry, it is last minute. It just took me a while to put the team together and get the team where I needed it. But we have a new 7th zone incoming tomorrow. Hopefully we can get that video out in time. I'm sorry I won't have time to get the Record Buster video out. But I am going to drop a video, and I've threatened to do this a few times, but I'm going to drop a video tomorrow talking about every single Record Buster and what to do with them. So we'll have that video tomorrow morning for you guys, and hopefully that will help you guys in the future with Record Buster. For now, that is the video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will catch you all on the next one.